Hey, it's Ed here. Today we're taking a look at technical analysis for Bitcoin with Elliott Wave Theory. If you're new here, let's take a look at the macro picture first and then dive into the smaller time frames as we go on with the video. So start here on the highest time frame, currently on daily, and again the idea that we had was that we had a three-way structure into these lows here on June 2022. A lot of people, I remember, had this count where they had this wave 4 here for some reason, but again, I don't really like this. I do prefer the idea that if we want to be ending a count here at the lows of November 2022, we would have a WXYZ. Although that is very much more of a rare pattern, it fits pretty decently here on log scale. We do get to the 0.618 extension of this wave W for the wave Z, and again that looks very decent. 3 here, 3 up, 3 in Y, 3 up, 3 in Z. Looks very decent in my opinion. The impulse wave count that we had here, or a lot of people had, and never liked it. Why is again based on the extensions. If we are looking at extensions here on log scale, we don't even get to the 1.618, 1.382, we I think barely just missed. And also on arithmetic scale, we don't even get to the 1-to-1. So again, to me, this is very much less likely of a count. That's why I never really rooted for it. The main idea that we had was that we had this coming down in 3 waves. Whether you have this as a A, B, C into a W, 3 waves into X, and then 3 waves into a Y, or an ABC like this, does not really matter, right? Log scale, we hit the 1.382 here as mentioned on the impulse count. On arithmetic scale, it does not really fit too many hits. But again, we are hitting, I think the let's see, what was it? 0.854 right there. But yeah, that's that. That's the higher time frame idea. Still, in my books, we are in this wave X. We're looking for 3-way structure here and then looking for downwards. Again, how we're going to be measuring this is on log scale. Otherwise, we can't have any kind of extensions measured. So I know some of the people are never going to be using extensions on log scale, and well, that's on them. But I do like to use them. Again, it provides us a better view of how things are going to be looking. And at the moment, again, that allows us to say that, okay, we tagged the 382. On arithmetic scale, of course, we have not hit that, not even close. See the 23.6 right on that. But again, the way I want to be playing this would be hitting the 382 as minimum. And on log scale, we do. On log scale, again, we have a bit better proportions here as well, having this as an ABC as well, or WXY, whatever you want to be playing it as, fits very well in here. But yeah, that's the higher time frame idea. Let's take a look at this area here next, in which again the idea has been that we've had this as an expanded flats. In this one again we had an ABC here, and then we were looking for a forward move. Now, as a structure here, let's move that up here. As a possibility there that this was a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there was already a chance that we had this finishing here. Again, we were hitting some of the bear targets here and were a possibility for a continuation. We had a move downwards, however, that turned out to be in 3 waves, which again means that it is a correction of this move, and we are going to be getting a continuation to the upside. And that upside we did get. At the moment, again, we have some targets still higher, but based on the current structure, I'm not quite sure if we're going to be getting those. At this point, again, the expanded structure has already hit the 2-to-1 extension, which is very much a lot. That generally don't happen. The maximum generally goes to is 1.618, but we have seen expanded flats go all the way to the 2.618, which would be right around 35k, which in turn again fits into these previous consolidation bottoms here, these areas. So again, very interesting how the fibs do line up. Now, on the smaller time frames again, if we were looking at this as a potential wave 1, 2, we would need to be extending way higher. This would have to become wave 3, which would be around that 35k area. At that point, we might be turning into a more bullish, as this ABC target gets more invalidated or gets less likely to be an ABC of expander flat. The idea of this being a 1.618 of a third wave, meaning most likely a start of something here, is getting better. And then we would be creating 4 and 5. But I'm not quite sure if I like this structure for us to climb that high. Of course, there's also the possibility of this being an ABC, which is why I referred this as a WXY as well. In this one, again, we would be looking for this as the end of that C wave, and this whole thing would be done as that WXY, where this wave Y would be a ABC. Now, hopefully that makes sense. There's also this option, of course, in which again, we don't need to be worrying about any kind of issues there, but this is again less probable. Or why was I not playing this is because again, look at the extensions. 1.618 extension is again at that 35k. If we are thinking about this being a third wave, is that likely? Well, it is possible, but is it likely? I don't think so. Although there is a chance that we can be playing that or labeling this as a wave 4 as a triangle and then have a 5 wave here. Is that very likely to me? Not really. Although on higher time frame, again, if you are just zooming out, it looks very decent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, no overlaps with 4 and 1. It's all good. No rules are broken. It's valid. However, again, the extensions are not playing with this. Sure, we could have a very extended wave 1, which is definitely a possibility. And that is definitely something to keep in mind. At that point, again, we would have topped here. Now we would be getting a continuation to the downside. Again, is that too early to say that? For sure. Now, that was the bull case, however, or that was the bull case in this scenario. Of course, the bull case on the higher time frame is that we had the WXYZ case into these lows. And at that point, again, and we can use the same exact structure here to have this as a 5 wave up. No problem. Either this is again a start in this scenario, as this is a Z wave, this would be a start of something new, or in the bear case, this would be the end of this move here. Now, other way of looking at this is something like this. This was brought up previously as well on the videos, but just to make sure that we get it, we could have this as an ABC, ABC coming down, ABC up, and then coming down. Now we have taken, I think we tagged the top of wave 1. Yeah, yep, we did. So, oops, let me line that up here. There we go. So this means again that now all of this idea that we had a wave 1 overlapping with wave 4 is valid. Again, the idea on diagonals is that we want to be seeing that a overlap with 1 and 4, and otherwise we could be just labeling everything in ABCs if you don't require that overlap. So yeah, that is something to keep in mind if you don't really use that as a rule. ABC here looks very decent as well, fitting very nicely, but some issues are here, which we're going to be comparing against ETH as well. So let's zoom into a 15-minute time frame here and take a look at the local structures. So yesterday we had this kind of a move, or a couple of days back, we had this kind of move downwards. On ETH, what it was looking like was this. WXY. We hit the 1-to-1 extension here, very decent, 3 wave here, consolidation, 3 wave down. So again, WXY looks very good. However, on ETH, I'm not quite sure how we would be ending account in here. Now that we have come down quite a lot, I'm not quite sure how this fits into the ideas. Maybe there is a chance that this whole thing is a triangle, like we had on Bitcoin previously. At that point again, we would have to say that we have this is A, B, C, D, and E, or D and E, like that. So, like that. RSI is not agreeing with that, which is why I did not even consider this previously. but it definitely is a possibility. That would explain the fact that we could have a wave 4 ending here, and this would be the last leg up. Taking out the highs here, taking out liquidity, completing a 5th wave of something, and then we would have the possibility of impulse into the downside. This did not look like a diagonal to me. 3 waves here, up, and then 3 waves down. To me that looks way better as a WXY. Is there a possibility for a diagonal? Of course. And that's that. There it is. It's that simple to be labeled. Sure, we did have that divergence here, but again the candle close was really high up here. Let's see on the smaller time frame. Again, they are all up in here, so we can't really compare them too well. But yeah, the idea here is that it is possible to have a impulse wave starting from the highs here. If you are looking at the extension targets, if this is a wave 1, 2, this would be another 1, 2. Extension targets, 2.618 here, already hit. Let's use that color, and then this would be a micro. So this would become a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This would be micro, while inside here we would have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's that. Oops, well, wrong way around. There we go. So that would explain why we are coming down now. I did not think about that previously, but there it is. Bitcoin, how does this fit in here? Well, it kind of has to be very creative on this one. This looked like a 5-wave move downwards. We had a 5-wave here as a possibility. Then we had also this as a possibility. Both worked. However, why I was labeling this as WXY was again the same issue that we had on ETH. This looks like a 3-wave. This looks like a 3-wave. Again, however, we did have that divergence here present. Maybe that was something that I overlooked. But the only way we could be making this into some kind of bearish case, where this was some kind of impulse, would be something like this. However, again, we need to be including this. So I'm not quite sure how we want to be labeling this. Something like this. But again, there's no overlap between 1 here and 4 here. I really don't know how I would be labeling this. But I think that is the only way. If you want to be very bearish here, having this as a start of something new to the downside, instead of just some kind of correction to the downside. For example, for the let's see, this channeling idea, where we had 4 coming down here, and then looking for that 5th. Those are the 2 ideas that I'm still tracking basically here on very small time frame. If that was the case, this would be a 3-wave structure like so. At the moment, again, if we want to be more conservative, we'd have this as some kind of diagonal as well. Some kind of 1, 2. Of course, you could be labeling a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then start to drop downwards. This amount of time that we used here comparing to that one is already starting to, well, it doesn't really look too good anymore. So again, that's why I'm thinking of these possibilities of this being some kind of diagonal. However, again, 1, 2s are still there. At the moment, again, higher time frame ideas or targets, we hit the 2.618 already. So again, I would be expecting one more high here, a drop down for that 3rd wave, because I do think that we have at least one structure here, or one lower degree structure here. As 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, and then 5. So that would be the expectation I have for today. Asked to come down. This could, of course, come into the tomorrow as well, as this might take a bit of time, now that we did this basically pretty decent dump. Of course, on smaller time frames, we see a lot of wicks. Not quite sure if we should ignore those or not, but I think this looks very decent as a impulse to the downside. I can't really put any kind of a corrective structure in it at the moment, but we'll see how that turns out. But yeah, those are the structures that I'm looking at. Of course, if we are going to be looking for continuation, this could be a 1-2, 1-2, and then we actually get a mega dump here later on this month. But we'll see how that goes. Of course, risk management is the key. If you are looking for shorts, you always put them below or beyond the previous highs. And that's how you would be trading. Again, would I be looking for shorts here? Not really, unless I was looking for a wave 4 of some sort. Maybe 1-2, and then look for that trade downwards for the last legs. But again, wave 4s are kind of hard to trade at some points. Sometimes they do get very deep and go beyond the 0.61 or 0.5 as well. So keep that in mind. But I think that those are the ideas that I have for Bitcoin at this moment, and of course on ETH. Looking for more downside, possibly just to finish this whole structure here, and then we would be having possibilities of going up again with the bear idea, the channeling and the diagonal here, or we would be topping out something here and have a mega dump. Keep your risk small, keep your winnings long and large, I guess. But that is going to do it for this video. Again, if you enjoyed, let me know in the comments. Subscribe and like the video. If you want to educate yourself, check out the following advertisements. Discord again is still free. Feel free to join them there and start doing TA with us there as well. I'm going to be projecting again some of the ideas from the Discord into these analyzers if I see something that I missed completely and someone else does see it. So again, you're going to be getting a shout out basically there. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video. Thanks for watching and see you on the next video. Bye bye. Couple of advertisements here: Patreon Elliott Wave Basics course, weekly live streams and more Elliott Wave analyzers. Udemy Elliott Wave Advanced course, including RSI, risk management, Elliott Wave strategies and time analysis, and candle trend capital, trade setups, education and community. Check us out if you're interested in learning more.